Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Thank you for being here. Hope all is well with you. I've got a topic today that I think is going to be of interest to probably 50% of the people listening, and then of course of general interest to the rest. But it's a topic that I think, many of us, we never really asked that question at 60 and Me, but I'm just going by my own instinct that this is the case. We're going to talk about being 60 in your 60s and solo, and how this is becoming a trend, not just in the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, and the English-speaking countries, but all around the world. Being single is on trend. You're right on trend. And I want to give you some numbers and some statistics that might help you feel that this is not such an unusual thing. That you might feel, there are a lot of couples around you, and that society is kind of geared for the couple reality. But actually, single living now is the way of the future. And I think that the numbers I'm going to tell you will support that. This article, by the way, was written by Lori Martinek, and I want to really thank Lori for giving us this information. It was published on 60 and Me, and I'll send the link to, I'll give the link to it so you can read everything in detail. But basically, in the numbers about 65 and over is in itself interesting. In 2014, there were 40 million people over 65. Just like how many years ago? That was 13% of the United States population. So just talking about the states. And then in 2030, the entire baby boomer generation is going to be over 65. And that's going to mean that 20% of the people in the United States are over 65. So it's a big number and it's growing. Now, that's a number that is interesting in itself. But what's really more interesting is the number of people that were single in that time. Now, the same census data said that single people made up more than half of the population in 27 of the 50 states. Let me just repeat that because that's quite astounding. That the single people made up more than half of the population in 27 of the 50 states, so more than half the states. That's people that said that they were single when they were completing the survey. So that's 34 million people. 28% of the US population are single. 28%. And that's up from 17% in 1970. So 17% to 28% in not 30, 40 years. That's really incredible to me. So single living is, becoming more familiar and more, and not, the thing about this is it's not just being the age, it's like that there's everything around you starts to accommodate to that reality. Now, I know it may not seem like it in certain areas. For example, in housing, I don't think that single people have the advantage in housing purchasing. So there's co-housing and co-living and other phenomenon that's emerging now to support a solo person over 65. I think this is an area that's going to definitely grow over the years, but right now it's still a little bit, and there's still challenges with certain things like housing. But from a brand perspective, companies making products, they are thinking about older people. And not only that, but the way cities are designed, the way that, things are organized for people with not just, mobility issues, but just for the older mindset and the younger mindset, doing things by themselves. Social engagement, online opportunities. I was just reading about a group where you can actually, meet other women online to stay in their homes. There's just a lot of single women are just finding ways to connect with each other and live lives, in a way that they can be free and safe and happy. So more Americans, I'll just stay with the States for a bit because I've got the numbers for that. So more Americans are living alone and loving it. And the other statistic, there's other research that has been in the article that talks about the fact that these solo people are doing things. We're out there very social, and when you think about when they ask questions of how you're spending your time, the solo people, solo men and women, are getting out. They're engaging in social activities much more than the married and the couples, not necessarily married. But we're social. We're out there getting stuff done and traveling solo. One of the big trends that I've noticed is travel companies are catering for solo travelers. I swear, if I had $1 billion, I would build a cruise ship and it would have all single cabins, maybe 2,000 of them. And on this ship, it would be a solo cruise ship. I don't know why no one has done this yet. Carnival, Royal Caribbean, somebody just build a ship that's got all single rooms and, you know, that is designed for that. And you will be full every single cruise that you offer. I mean, validate that for me. Is that true? Would you, if there was a cruise line, and you like cruising, of course, that has single rooms only, maybe in like little groups like the Norwegian does it, like they have some single rooms and then a little kind of gathering area that all the rooms can join into. So have little pods. Oh, I can see it now. Anybody got extra $1 billion, just hand it over and I'll build the ship. No, but anyway, it's the point is that solo travel, solo cruising is becoming so popular. And there's a group called Passion for Cruises. It's in the UK, but they are just overwhelmed by, you know, people asking for solo cruises at the right prices. That's the key thing, you know, a price for solo travelers. They're not lonely and isolated, or, you know, not to feel sorry for solo people. We are having fun. And I think that the connection between each other is what's really the glue that's going to hold this together as that number changes and grows as we get into a world where there's even more people living by themselves. So this is your time, says Lori. And I think she's right. I mean, this is your time to, if you're solo, you're traveling this life solo, this is your time. But you've got to be prepared. Now, I think this is a very important safety tip that is introduced in the article that you should pay attention to. If you're alone, you've got some challenges that you wouldn't have it as a couple. For example, financial planning. You know, get yourself organized, get your financial plan in place. Because if you, for example, were married and now single, you've got to just kind of think about how you're going to invest your money, how you're going to save your money, how you're going to spend your money. And I think that those are really important. And the second, financial planning. The second thing is staying healthy. Because if you are living by yourself, you are on your own when it comes to, you know, if you're not feeling very well, you're going to have to deal with that. So you're going to have to just make sure you're, you know, you've got, well, first of all, that you're equipped, that you've got safety things in your home as you get older, that you've got, you know, the medicines that you need, that you've got just a backup plan should you not be feeling very well, you know, kind of, and most people who are solo, in my experience, and I'm one of them, you know, we're pretty resourceful. You know, we surround ourselves with what ifs, you know, what if we need it for this or that? So nutrition, well-being, that's the second thing. The next thing is to create a strong sense of community. And I think this is a super important thing if you're solo, because yeah, you may say, I'm social, I get out there, I do things, I'm happy, but you do have moments where you feel alone. And I know with the virus this last year and, you know, whatever happens in 2021, we are dealing with moments where we feel utterly overwhelmed, you know, and if we don't have that community, we don't have that sense of gathering, that sense of holding hands, then it's really challenging. So you've got to create an emotional support network, and you know, for whatever it's worth, you know, Zoom is Zoom and FaceTime and all those online WhatsApp, those are going to help you. So get used to them. Get some training, get used to using them, and you know, just find people that are like you. Here at 60andMe, we have our channels, we have our website, we have Facebook, we have the YouTube channel, of course, and please subscribe here, by the way, if you like this video and you feel like you've got get something from it. Just subscribe, press the subscribe button. You can always unsubscribe if you don't like it, but then you press the notification bell, which is just down there too, and you'll just have an opportunity to know when new videos are being released. So do that, because it really helps us as a channel to reach more women, and also for you, hopefully. That's one thing. The other thing I would suggest or just offer is that we have a supporters group called Patreon, and Patreon is for people who support 60andMe, and we have exclusive videos and activities, and we're doing, well, we did it all through the spring, and now we're doing it in 2021. Calling them lockdown lounges, just a gathering place every other day where we just get online and we talk to each other and see how we're doing, and it's just as a community. And I don't think that I would say that most people are solo. It's not really just for solo women, but I think that a lot of them are, in our group are, or a lot of them are, if they're even married, they do their own things and their own activities, or you know, it's just a place to come. I just offer that as a community. I mean, 60andMe in itself is a community. We are here for each other all around the world, but we've got, you know, we've got limited ways we can talk to each other. So anyway, build a social network, an emotional social network. So I think to summarize, it's determine who you're going to spend time with and how you're going to create that network. Protect your health and strengthen it. Choose to begin something new. You know, just not be afraid. Laurie actually has a book. It's called Retiring Solo, and you might want to check that out. The link is in the article. But you know, live a happy and a healthy life. I mean, there's many, many benefits. You know, you do what you want to do, come and go as you like. Get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and have cookies and tea, like I do sometimes. You know, you've got so much freedom to do what you want. That's one of the benefits. You can enjoy the confidence and the wisdom that comes with age. You know, you can really sink into yourself. You can pursue a spiritual path. You can, you know, pretend one day you've got a spa day or retreat day. If you're on your own, you've got that freedom. Now, I'm not saying that it's not fun to be with a partner or to have, you know, have a husband or a lover or a man in your life or woman in your life, whatever you choose. But it's also good to know that you're okay, that you're on your own as you enter this last chapter. You know, it's going to be a challenge for us all to deal with that. And being on your own is a little challenging. If you don't have a support system, by the way, there's a really good blogger, Christine Field, who's one of our bloggers. She writes about this. If you're on your own as an elder orphan, you don't have any children or you don't have any other support system, there's kind of another whole category there of living alone. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope you feel like you can embrace your solo living style as being on trend. You are part of a growing number, and we are here to support each other. And of course, welcome anyone at all who's feeling that they want to be an independent and vibrant woman in their 60s and beyond. But thank you so much for listening. If you've got any thoughts on this, what do you think about being single in your 60s? If this is what you are experiencing, tell us your story. Have a really wonderful day, and we will talk again soon. But know that you're loved and respected, and I so appreciate your support. Thanks again, everybody. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.